All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. Please hit the subscribe button. I need more subscribers so that I can go live whenever I want to. Anyway, want to continue talking about anti-Semitic stuff. All right, and I tried to do it yesterday, but my mind was just like it's somewhere else. So, but this stuff has been on my mind, and so yesterday I continued on, talking about basically the celebrities and all this, but this all ties in together, especially the Nick Cannon situation. All right, and we know, and this is the thing, we know that if you have a lot of money, or you've been, put in a position or given a platform in the entertainment industry, then you're in bed with Jews. All right, there's no way, because they run the entertainment industry. They run television. They run, the movie studios. All of that stuff is run basically by Jews. So, and this is not, and see, this is the thing that really ticks me off. The thing that really ticks me off is the fact that these are truisms. These things are true, but somehow you are anti-Semitic, or you're mean or evil or racist or whatever they want to tell you are, for pointing out the truth. And the bottom line is that they control all of these industries. And the bottom line is they could take your platform, that's the catchphrase nowadays, your platform. They could take your platform away at any time. I have literally been kicked off of some of these social media platforms, 4 or 5 times just for saying the truth. And it has nothing to do with it. It's not evil. It's not going after anybody. It's not, it's none of that stuff. The bottom line is that these are the things that need to be talked about in order to alleviate the problem of racism. Because as long as you have a systemic racist system in place, and there is no difference in it and no changes in it ever, then what are you going to do? All of the images that you see of black men and black women are all perpetuated by Jews. Everything, roots, go back. We can go all the way back. All of the films and everything that we've done and everything that tells our stories and our history is all done by Jews. Roots. Say it again, Roots. Y'all, anybody who's old enough to remember Roots, or who's watched the docu-series, reruns or whatever, those things were made by Jews. All of these documentaries. All right, who do you think is making them? Even down to the New Edition story or the Bobby Brown story, TLC, whoever you want to talk about, all right? All of these things are made by Jews. These stories are not being told by us. They are being told by Jewish people. And they're doing it, and then they always say, oh, we're taking poetic license or this, that, and the other thing. And then they come back. But the bottom line is the Temptation story, right down to almost anything that you could think of, is being done by Jews. Even when you come down to, that's why do you think I've never been a fan of Black Panther or Wakanda? Why? Because it's a fictitious, it's a lie. Why don't you tell our true history, our true story? And everything is always associated. They always put us back to slavery, or they try to put us back into Jim Crow, slavery. All of these negative historical facts about us, they try to perpetuate them continuously. And it's unrealistic, and it's unfair. And the other thing is, and finally, I guess they finally, I can't think of the girl's name, but they finally hired somebody, I guess, and they said that this black lady, that she has the ability to greenlight a movie. The movie industry has been around since the early 1900s. And now this is the first time, it is 2020. And the first time we've had somebody that can greenlight a movie in Hollywood is that many years later? 100 years? Do you understand what I'm saying? And so all of the documentaries, all of the films, all of those historical records and everything that have been kept throughout all of this time reflect them. It doesn't reflect us. So why does Nick, and see, the thing about it is, what you don't realize is that Nick Cannon took the bag. He took the money. Because that's really the bottom line. That's what it's really all about. And Ice Cube is doing the same thing, whether you realize it or not. He's getting paid to put up this protest because it has the only end game that could be from his stance is that Trump gets reelected. The only end game that can be from Dr. Claude Anderson and from Dr. Boyce Watkins can be, the only end game is that Trump wins re-election. The only end game by black folks not voting, because we know what the end game is. If we don't vote, we lose. So that is why I keep harping on this stuff, because you don't realize, it's like, that's why I say, look, entertainers they're not leaders, because they don't understand strategy, political strategy. They don't understand that. Okay, so you come up with this thing, but your only thing is don't do this, don't vote, don't do this, don't do that, whatever. That's their only thing. They don't have any, they literally don't have an agenda. And then what is your agenda? You keep saying, well, if there's no black agenda, there's no black vote. So what is that agenda? I've only seen 2 people who have published an actual agenda to say, look, this, and then both of those documents that I read were both basically incomplete. So we're saying, oh, you got to have this black agenda. So what is the black agenda? Ice Cube, Nick Cannon, T.I., Akon, and Akon is really, I used to like the dude, and I'm slowly growing not to like the dude because of comments like, we need to just get over slavery. How you gonna just get over something that's systemically been affecting you for 400 years? How you just wake up one morning and say, oh no, and the fact that the systemic effects of it are still in effect. The systemic effects of racism and of slavery are still here. White privilege is the result of slavery. And systematic oppression of black and brown people is there, and they will oppress anybody. Because now, and who does Trump really go after? Just even calling something like the China virus or stuff like that. They never go at, they always go after somebody else. They always go after somebody else. During Iraq and Iran, everything was always is Muslims. Okay? Everything was Muslims. We're going after Muslims. Okay? Anybody that's a Muslim, anybody that's in Islam, anybody we're going after them. I mean, and then before that, whoever they got it, then at the election, what was it? It was Mexicans. It's like, oh, we're going to go after Mexicans. The Mexicans haven't done anything. The Chinese definitely haven't done anything. Chinese haven't been in a war. Name me a war that China was in. See, that's what I'm saying. So you can sit up there and you can pontificate over all this stuff you want to, but the bottom line is that actions or inactions have consequences and repercussions. That's the bottom line. So if we don't vote, we didn't vote. That's why Trump is president, because we didn't vote for Hillary. We didn't vote for Hillary. Everybody, the emails, Benghazi, this, that, and the other thing. But now we got COVID-19 sitting at our doorstep. And nobody taking leadership to do it. I just don't believe, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe that Hillary would have handled COVID-19 the same way that Trump did. And I know Barack Obama would not have handled it the way that Trump did. So, y'all, wake up and realize that all of this stuff about, and then talking about historically, well, historically, And then the state stuff, people are making like comments like your ancestors didn't die for you to vote. You can pull newspaper articles for years where black people were killed just for registering to vote, for voting, for showing up at the polls, lynched, all kind of stuff. So that's an obvious lie. That's an obvious lie. And then we got all of these people out here running around. So what's your plan of action? What's your plan of action? There is no plan of action. What is your plan of action? Your plan of action is no plan of action at all. And then you just how is this going to improve your situation, your life, your children's lives, the lives of the yet unborn that are going to show up here? How is that going to impact anything? It's not, because the end result is the same thing with Kanye West. All of that. All it is, Kanye West know he ain't gonna be president. Only thing he's trying to do is he's trying to steal votes away from Biden and Harris. That's it. And to keep Trump as president. He's a plant. The same thing with the Russians. Everybody, voter suppression. Why do you think there's voter suppression? You think they just doing all this stuff, stealing ballots, hiding ballots, making it, stealing they even down to stealing the mailboxes off the street. Telling people, because people are voting by mail, we gonna close down the post office. The only way to make change in the United States of America's system under the Constitution is by voting. There's no other way. You either vote, you legislate, you have to legislate change, get your senators and Congress people to pass legislation. That's it. Redress of grievances. That's in the, they even want to take that away from you. You have the right to peacefully assemble for redress of grievances, right? But they want to take that away from you too. Trump has said, y'all don't deserve to protest. And they have put out propaganda about all of the Black Lives Matters people. What? Oh, they're starting riots. They're looting. They're terrorizing. Looting is not a part of peaceful protesting. Okay. Neither was lynching. Neither is burning crosses on people's lawns, or burning people's houses, or bombing churches, or doing any of that. So now all of a sudden we're held accountable, but nobody else is held accountable. And the whole thing about Jews, we don't hate you. We don't hate you. We just want our fair share. And the most telling thing, I watched that James Brown movie the other night with Chadwick Boseman, right? So I watched the James Brown movie. I'm sitting there, and there's a scene in the movie, and they're discussing business, right? And the old white, I don't even know the guy's name. The old white guy, he gets up and he starts dancing. And James Brown says, "What are you doing, man?" He says, "I'm doing the mashed potato." James Brown says, "That ain't nobody's mashed potato, And he said, "Right." He said, "Yeah, you're right." He said, "You do the mashed potato and I do business, because it's show business." He said, "Yeah, you do the mashed potato, you dance and sing and do all that kind of stuff, and guess what? I'll make the money." And that's all we're talking about. So these people that are out here that are saying, they took the bag. They're selling us out. I don't care what you say. Whether it's public, private, or whatever, as soon as Nick Cannon said what he said, he apologized. He got up there, he was step and fetch it. But why don't they do that? Just like in the Anti-Defamation League. Oh, so you defame Jewish people or white people or whatever, and they send you to court, or they try to take you to court. But people say the N-word all day long, every day, on TV, in movies, everywhere. That word in music, that word is everywhere. Because they don't care. But you call them out of their name, or you say something that they feel is, and it ain't even got to be untrue. It could be the truth. It can be the truth, but they're going to come after you. Anyway, Fastest 15 Minutes is up. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And please hit the notification button. I love you all. And most of all, hit the love button.